thanks, Bob, for being on, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, no problem, dude. You know, I love you.
I wanted to really tell people your story because I think you have a fantastic story to tell people.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what
It's a little,
I'm saying?
it's a little thing.
What happened?
It's a little thing. You know what I mean? Something nothing crazy.
No, it's more than a little thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really had this going on, this passion for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And so I want people to know about your passion and what people told you not to do, what you ignored, decided to go with anyway, and how, you're out there rolling with it right now. That's huge, you know what I'm saying? Because you could have stopped, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course, many times.
You could have got fucking deterred. So I'm going to let you speak on it, you know what I'm saying? Just tell us how, let everyone know, DJ Mykael is actually my nephew. And he's a Christian DJ, which is amazing. He's doing very well. And originally from Brooklyn.
Hey.
And he lives in ATL now, so he has a bunch of friends and family that really supporting him and stuff like that. So he's going to tell us his journey. And, so I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. So what started you out, like, really, with the music scene and stuff like that? How did that begin for you?
I mean, I fell in love with hip hop. You know what I mean? Just growing up in Brooklyn, it's like Brooklyn and New York in general is just a different vibe from anywhere else, man. It's like I just grew up listening to, like, you know what I mean, Enough and Grandmaster Flash and Grand Wizard Theodore and Funk Flex on Hot 97 and all these people, and I just fell in love with it, man. And it was like I knew I couldn't rap, so I had to pick another hobby within hip hop, and I just found that just the art of DJing, man, I just loved it so much. And like I said, New York's such a crazy place. It's like they would have block parties and stuff, and just out of nowhere, like DJs would just set up, like it'll be like 4, 5, 6 DJs right in the park just chilling and just DJing, like doing, like, you know what I mean? There's no parties, just them DJing and going back and forth, man. I just fell in love with it at that point. Just seeing all these people just do that craft and being able to just change people's mood and change people, like what they're doing, what they're thinking about with just the play of a song, man. Like that. Right. That's what made me fall in love with it.
No, that's fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like. And how old were you at this point? You were not young, right?
Yeah, I was like 6, 7, maybe at the most, 10 at the most.
So you pretty much already knew, like, you wanted to do something in music.
Yeah, it was in my bones, man. Like, music is in my family, so once I heard hip hop, that's where I knew I was supposed to be.
So when you got, let's fast forward and let's look at as far as when you really wanted to try it out. Like, what did that look like, and did you have support right away?
So when I first wanted to, like, do it, it was like I went to, like, because the thing is like when I first started out, I didn't have no equipment. It was like I would just study people. Like, before I even got equipment, I would just study other DJs. Like, on the internet, like live in person, I would just study, ask questions, pay attention, like write mental notes down of what I didn't like, what I did like, and just all these things, man. And at first, like I said, I didn't have no equipment. So I would go to parties and stuff in high school with my friends and all that. And I would hear these DJs, and I'm like, yo, man, like, why would he mix this song with that song? And it got to a point where every party we went to, all my friends were like, yo, just hop on there already. Like, because every party we went to, I was always complaining about the music. I'm like, oh, man, this dude, he could have did this better. And I was always nitpicking, man. But
so you became an analyst before you became a practitioner. By doing so, you really, like you said, you just really taking mental notes and picking up styles and flows with the music, and you could really critique someone off the rip because you were like, yo, that makes no fucking sense.
Exactly, because I loved it. Like, when you love something and you're passionate about it, it's like when you see people, like, you know what I mean, like, not giving their full effort or not really caring for it, it's like, man, like, you don't really love it like I do.
Right. That's killer right there. That's huge. Everyone who's listening, like, you really got to take that into consideration. You said about, the whole mental piece of it, not having the equipment, but that didn't deter you. You wasn't even worried about getting the equipment. You were just worried about, yo, let me get around the scene just to absorb what the fuck other people have.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
getting myself into, and let me know what I can do better, like who I can be better than before I even get equipment.
Right. So what happened when you first get your first piece of equipment?
Man, when I got my first piece of equipment, man, I'm telling you, I thought I was the man. I was on that turntable, and man, to this day, I actually still have that turntable. To this day, I still have that turntable. I kept it for memory purposes, but not like I got it, man. I downloaded the program from my computer, and I was like, yo, I'm about to sit here and just mess with it and practice with it and all that stuff. And I just started playing with it, man. Like I would go to school, go home from football practice, and I go straight to the tables, man. And then if it's a weekend, I wake up and I just look up music and stuff like that, and it was crazy, man. Like it became like an obsession a little bit.
That's fantastic, man. Like that's killer right there, bro. Because then once you got the equipment, now the application, the practitioner part came to you, right?
Exactly. Like when I got the turntables, it was like, all right, like now you can't like you can't count your stuff out.
Man, like the turn of the story is just super fucking exciting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you go to that piece when you're younger. You know, you're really feeling that passion in your bones for the music as a child. Then you finally get to a position where you're hanging out and when you go to these house parties and you really kind of peeping out the DJs and listening to what they're doing, critiquing them, and then you get to this point where you finally get your first piece of equipment. You know, and I remember you've been wanting to do this for a mad long time. And I remember I told you when you first said you wanted to go full force with it, I was like, yo, I was like, do it. I was like, that's what you want to do, screw anything else. So at one point, you were going to school and stuff, and you were trying to figure out was school for you or wasn't, and how, if you want to go full force with the DJ, you still have a side gig, you still have a regular job at the same time, right?
Yeah, man, it was crazy. I had all this. I at that point it was like I was just letting people influence my decisions.
When you said about that people were influencing you, did that slow you down, or did you take that and did that push you forward?
I mean, it did a little bit of both, man. Because being the person that I am, I care a lot about how I'm perceived and what people think. It's just like a natural trait of mine. But on top of that, I was like, man, like screw it, like you know what I mean? Like I want to prove everybody wrong because everybody was giving me reasons. Because every time I asked somebody, they were giving me reasons why not to do it, and not one person was giving me a reason to do it. And I'm like,
right.
Dang, man, like everybody can't just be on the left, like you know what I mean?
Right.
So eventually, like I said, man, it just started growing and growing. Like the passion in me just started growing and growing and growing, and then it got to a point where I was working 9 to 5s, and I was seeing my parents work just so hard, man. And I'm like, wow, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. Like I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to do
That's some honest shit.
I mean, yeah, it's a cycle, man. I didn't want to be a part of that cycle. The cycle of going like what the world tells you is the status quo, which is go to school, go to college, find a degree, find a job, find a wife, get married, get your own apartment, then get a house, then have kids, then collect pension, then collect your 401k, then collect your retirement, then collect. And it's like I don't want to do that, man. It's like my life is more than just a routine. I'm built way more than just to stay in a town and do this repetitiveness consistently and not be in love with it.
No, great. What you just said, my life is not just a routine. That's a huge nugget of advice you just fucking gave everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge nugget of advice. Because a lot of people go through that. A lot of people are stuck in a routine. They don't know what they want to be. Some people aren't as lucky as you are to find out at a young age that, this is where I feel, this is what I know what to do. Because it could have went left field right away, because you said, it did kind of both to you. Like you said, it kind of prevented you from doing things, but that also kind of pushed you, because your natural human trait was like, you take people's criticism to heart. Because like you see, you really have that, you really care about someone's perception of you. But at the same time, you have to kind of say, well, fuck you, I don't give a fuck. Right?
Exactly. I mean, pretty much. I mean, It just comes down to how bad do you want it? Like, how hungry are you? Like, it's because one thing I know, man, is that, and one thing I've learned is that before, like, you can get to like the glory of what you love to do, you have to eat a lot of crap for years. And I'm just lucky enough to have worked hard enough to not have to eat crap for too long.
Absolutely. Because it's a learning curve, and there's an initiation with anything, right? And you're gonna get jerked with anything that you do, no matter what you want. Now, people's gonna try to take advantage of the situation.
Oh, without a doubt.
And this is where it really kind of tests your fucking self. You really test your fortitude of fucking how strong you are and how driven you are. Because at first you was motivated, and to me, I don't like motivation because motivation is very temporary. And let me explain, right? Because motivation is almost like a high, right? It doesn't last forever. Because people get motivated all the time. I guarantee you, a few million people just join the fucking gym because of you. You know what I'm saying? Because they're motivated. But I guarantee you, by February, they're fucking dropping out. Because the motivation has gone. It's like adrenaline. It's temporary, right? But you've been driven. You have this determination and focus. And being driven is a different type of thing. It's beyond motivation. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, yeah. Being driven and having determination for a goal that you have is something that can separate you from people who are motivated to do something. You know what I mean? Like, there's people, like you said, and that was a great example, by the way, the difference between motivation and determination. Motivation is something, oh, well, I'm motivated to do it. Like, I have an inclination to go do something. But motivation never really ends in you doing it sometimes. Because people could say, oh, I'm motivated to go to the gym. I'm going to go this week. And they don't go that week. Oh, well, well, you know what? I'm going to get motivated. And they don't go.
Because I have this phrase, I call it a 3/4 sleeve. And a 3/4 sleeve, you know, just have those base softball shirts and without a full sleeve and then a short sleeve with a 3/4 sleeve, right?
Yeah.
And for me, the 3/4 sleeve is bullshit. I would never wear a 3/4 sleeve. To me, it's unfinished. It's not done. I wear a short sleeve. I wear a tank top because that's the beginning of something. I'll wear a long sleeve because it ended. And that's where a lot of people tend to live their lives in, where they'll start some shit but they never fucking finish it. And they live the rest of their lives being a fucking 3/4 sleeve. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly. Completely right.
That's where a lot of folks, especially people your age, you know, so you're part of that millennial group coming up. And how do you not become that fucking 3/4 sleeve? Like, how do you right now not become that 3/4 sleeve? Because you're still young at what you're doing. So what's going to continue making you go forward and not be that 3/4 sleeve?
I mean, so if you're an entrepreneur, you're your own business owner, whether it's in music, fashion, whatever. If you're an entrepreneur, there's going to be days where you want to quit. There's going to be weeks where you're just like, yo, I do not feel like doing anything. Like, it sucks. Like, there's no progression. There's no nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing happening that's visible, and it's not motivating me to continue. But that's where determination comes in. If you're determined to be successful, you're determined to make a difference in your community, in your family, in your city you live in, the town you live in. If you're determined to make a difference, if you don't see results right away or at the time you would like to see them, you're determined until you get them. And even when you get them, you're like, oh, wow, like this feeling that I get, the reward of being so determined feels so great that I'm going to continue to be determined to reach my next goal. So how do you not become that 3/4 sleeve? Is by continuing to push through even when you're uninspired, even when you don't feel like doing it, even when it hurts, even when you're overthinking and the bills aren't getting paid and you're like 2 weeks overdue and there's people in your ear telling you to quit. Hey, this is the easier route, do the easier thing. But there's always that little light in the back of your mind that lights up and it's like, no, I want to prove you wrong. I know I have this determination in my heart for this specific thing for a reason. You know what I mean? For me, it was like God didn't put this desire in me for no reason so that nothing would happen or that I'll get left in the dust. Like, you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Like let's talk about that. So you just say, God put you in that position, and I know your faith means a whole lot to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's huge. So how does your faith play into what you're trying to do with DJing?
I mean, so for me, my faith isn't just um intertwined with my music. My faith is my life. So it's like I live out what I try to follow. So it's like it allows me to have different perspectives on certain things. It allows me to understand certain things at a greater wisdom sometimes than other people that aren't in the faith or even that are sometimes. And it's like my faith allows me to trust in someone greater than me. And not to get too into like um you know what I mean, like the spectrum of being in love with Jesus and stuff like that. But it's like in the word it says that he will never leave me nor forsake me, and he has plans for me to become greater. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like all that
Right.
is in it's just in the word, and it encourages me. And it's like, all right, like if God put me here and I'm going through these things that I'm going through, they're meant to chisel me and make me, one, more like Christ, and two, to make me more of a difference maker. I feel like when especially entrepreneurs, when we go through things, we're like, why me? Why this? Why that? Like, I did this already. I've worked hard. I deserve this. I deserve that. And it's like, nah, fam. Like, you're good. Like, this is helping you become what I need you to be in the future. So
Yeah.
failure is the fertile ground to start and build a home or a foundation. It's the firm foundation to success is failure. Like one thing that Will Smith
Wow.
said recently is failure should be where you start. Like you should want to fail, because through
Absolutely.
failure comes success. Through failure
Absolutely.
comes and adversity comes success and more determination. So like I said, like Will Smith said that you should want to fail, because out of failure comes great things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why, everything you just said right now, especially the part where failure should be, the soil to your success. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're going to plant your seedlings in the failure. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
it's insane how, a fucking tree can grow on a fucking mountainside with no soil. And then once the leaves falls, it becomes the soil. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
you saying all that shit right now just really compared to a lot of people move ahead. A lot of people are into trust. A lot of people have the faith that you have as well, but they don't know how to put it together. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand how to figure out that passion. I think, excuse me, as I like about this conversation so far, that you have not mentioned nothing about money yet. It's all been about passion. It's all been about the execution. You know what I'm saying? About your faith. Because you have not mentioned that one word about money, because the money's gonna come to you. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
if you love something, let me tell you. Let me just break this down for you, because I feel like people get into entrepreneurship and certain things for the wrong reasons. If you're getting into music, art, film, whatever, entrepreneurship, starting your own business, printing company, YouTube channel, whatever, if you go into it, anything of that sort, anything that's creative, anything that causes you to struggle at first to even get a little bit of glory, you can't go into it thinking how much money am I gonna make? Because if you go into it thinking like that, you're already out the game.
That's
You're
right.
already out. Like you're done. Like you're done already.
That's right.
Like we can count you good as done. Because we know that when the hard times come and you're not making money and it doesn't look good, like you're gonna squeal and you're gonna quit. But if you love
Absolutely.
something, if you love something,
Absolutely.
you're passionate about it, and you want to make a difference, and making a difference is your goal, the money is secondary. The money, like you said, the money's gonna come. If you're good at something and you do it well, and people rock with you, and people love what you're doing, the money's gonna come. But if
So how much patience?
passion, I think the two key words for this podcast right now is just passion and determination. If you have those two things, that's what's gonna separate you from so many other people who wanna so to say like half-ass do this. You know what I mean?
Yes,
if you're fully into it, you love it. You love what you do, and you're like, you know what? If I don't make money right away, that's okay. I think Oprah said this, or so somebody said this, but it's like you'll know what your passion is when you're willing to do it for free.
Absolutely.
If you're willing to do what you do for free, that's how you know you're passionate about it.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. It's true, because at that point, like you always say too, it's not work, right? And like you said earlier about being an entrepreneur, I think people confuse. I think, see, I be on IG, I be looking at people's fucking bios and shit, and everybody's a fucking entrepreneur out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But they're not doing shit. They're just using the fucking word, and the fucking word to me is becoming diluted. You know what I'm saying? Like, being an entrepreneur nowadays it's a hot topic. It's a hot new shit, right? And
sure,
not everybody's made to be a fucking entrepreneur. So and that's okay. Like, if you want to go after a career because you have a certain skill set that makes sense for you to go after, that's fine too. Like, let's not play having a career of being bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And being an entrepreneur though does take a certain fortitude. It takes a certain mindset. It takes, like I said, that drive to understand that, yo, I'm willing to fucking sacrifice everything I got to go put all my fucking money in, go all in, and ride this fucking wave and make some shit happen. Like, and not too many people can do that. Like, for yourself, being what you're doing, that's huge at your age. You know what I'm saying? And how old are you now? 24?
No, I'm 22, and I turned 23 in March.
So right there, real, bro. Like, the way the advice you're giving is from someone who's seasoned already, who's really went through some shit. You know what I'm saying? So you're listening to my nephew to speak on the entrepreneurship piece, knowing where he fucking came from, to where I remember he was getting the backlash of, yo, go to school, get your fucking degree, or not a degree, find some vocation, be a plumber or electrician, you don't go to regular school, or if not, there's a bunch of warehouses around here, go find a forklift job. And he was always like, nah, I'll do that for now because I got to fucking put some money in my pocket, but this ain't what I want to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, though, people love you and they want to have that security for you. And like for you, you're like, and you was like, yo, fuck the security. I want to take a chance. Because once you go all in and have that fucking risk, that's when you can always, get bigger and better with the more risk you put inside your own life. And like we said earlier, you can want to have a fucking routine, too. I think the routine you spewed out is what mad people are living right fucking now. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for that fucking pension, that 401k, the dates for them to fucking go for Social Security, and they're still dead ass broke and still fucking waving hello at fucking Walmart.
Man, you know that was my first job out here too, Atlanta. It was working at Walmart.
I remember that. And now, like, bro, like, to see you on IG, see you on Twitter hitting people up and seeing, your movement you got going on. Like, talk about that. Like, how does that feel when you're in front of these people and you DJ and they're responding to the shit you put on?
Man, it's still like surreal to me, and I'm kind of glad that it hasn't gotten to my head yet. Because that's one thing I don't want. I don't want to be prideful, because if you're prideful, man, and you're cocky about what you do, man, bad stuff happens after that. Like in the word it says, pride comes before the fall. But it's wild to me that I'm 22 and I have somewhat of clout. I have a following. I have people who are interested in things that I say, and people interested in things that I do and my routine, and people. I have fans and people who appreciate me, and people who are grateful for the things that I'm doing. And it's so surreal to me, man, because some of them are older than me. Some of them I looked up to at one point, and now I'm either surpassed them, or I'm on the same level as them, or I'm about to pass them, or you know what I mean, stuff like that. And it's just crazy to me. that God would allow me to have such a platform and for people to listen. Like people listen to me. Like people actually value my opinion. I mean, sometimes my opinion is coarse at times, but regardless, people still.
But that's who you are, though. You're a straight shooter. You've always been that way. That's your bloodline right there. Because your mom's is a fucking straight shooter. Your pops is a straight shooter. You know what I'm saying?
I don't play no games, bro. Like I'm super blunt about everything, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, and then that's where, as a young man, you get to grow from that. You get to know when to turn on and turn off. You know what I'm saying? But that's never for you to change that. I think that's the biggest piece too. That I put something up on IG not too long ago that you can always add to yourself, which is good because you're growing. But don't change yourself to a point where you can't recognize yourself. You know what I'm saying? That you become somebody else that's totally different, or you become a person you think that people want you to be. Because honestly, people love you, Mykael, because you are who the fuck you are. You're super fucking lovable. These motherfuckers like fucking 6'5". He's big. He's a big fucking kid. And because I'm short, I'm shit. I'm his uncle. I'm only fucking 5'5". So he's like a whole fucking foot. It's bigger than me. And I still with his ass though. He respect. So, but it's crazy to see how my nephew from high school, so he was playing football and talking about, kind of the music thing to now in a very short time though, Mykael. See that really, like, if you take inventory, really audit your life right now, you know what I'm saying? It hasn't been that fucking long. You're gonna be 23, you're only 22. You only completed high school not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it, right? Because you've been working. That's why. You've been hustling. You've been grinding. And your grind is not done yet. Your grind will continue. Like, what you're doing, you'll never stop. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really truly love this, you do this to your deathbed. And the way technology is changing, you probably could. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what is your next move for you for 2018?
The later end of 2017, I kind of slowed everything down. Like once the holidays came around, I took a little break. I stopped traveling as much, just to regain some sanity, have some time to myself, have some time with my family, my friends, people I care about, people I value. Instead of always being on the road, on the road, on the road. Because at times it gets lonely. At times it gets very lonely. It gets very sad sometimes. But just to stay home for the holidays and really just focus and re-envision myself. So for 2018, man, I'm starting out. I'm starting out pretty well now. I'm learning to grind. So one thing for the people on this podcast that believe in God, who don't, whatever. Like one thing that somebody taught me is to pray pray because it's up to God, but work like it's up to you.
Absolutely.
So it's like
good advice. Absolutely. So some people they pray the fuck out of something, but then they're just waiting for some shit to happen, like it's a fucking magic trick.
And God don't work like that, man. I'm sorry to say, but just because you want something really bad and you're praying hard for it. It's like it says in the word, like faith without works is dead. The works part is like if you don't move, ain't nothing gonna happen.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, I can't say, God, I want to get skinny and not go to the gym. Just keep praying for something I can do to get skinnier. Nah, I don't work like that. But
absolutely.
Just I think for 2018, I'm hoping to like double my shows, double the things that I do. But also in 2018, I'm looking to lay the foundation for my longevity. So I'm looking to one, handle my money better because being 22 and getting all this money is crazy.
So you doing this full time, or do you still got a regular job and you managing both days?
I DJ full time.
If I'm
not on a plane somewhere, then I'm home sleeping. If I'm not home sleeping, then I'm practicing. If I'm not practicing, then I'm reading.
Wow.
22, and I'm making enough money to sustain myself. But I'm just looking to lay the foundation for my longevity in 2018. Like just doing things that will guarantee my relevancy throughout the years.
So you have all these. So what's your next? I guess your short-term goal. I guess for this year, like, or not even. Let's say long-term. Is there a particular venue that you want to be a part of one day? Because I guess like that's like the creme de la creme. Like, is there a venue you want to fucking DJ at? Like, you really hit big time. You know how Matt basketball heads say, "Yo, I gotta go MSG. 'Cause I gotta play ball in Nashville Garden." Or performers say that as well. Like, you haven't made it until you perform at MSG. Like, is there a spot for DJs like that?
Yeah, MSG. I don't even know.
I was trying to line up for you. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to prep it for you. So
I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I'm a Brooklyn boy to the death. And man, MSG. If I could perform at MSG in my 20s, man, yo, like that'll be the pinnacle of my entire career, man. Like that's
all
the
right.
place I would to do something at, man. Like something. And then
So let me ask you this, right? So go ahead, finish off. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, bro. It's all you.
So I was gonna say that like no doubt, like if you have a passion for DJing, that's gonna probably most likely be your entire life. That's great. But that inkling of the thing you just said about MSG, being like, that kind of pinnacle for you. There's still little tiny goals inside of that passion. You have to kind of request of yourself to go further, to push yourself ahead, because you don't just want to be a DJ playing at a fucking kids party. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to continue growing this passion and moving different and meeting different people. So how do you manage that to where it doesn't become a routine now? It doesn't get boring for you.
I mean, like I said, if you're passionate about something, it doesn't get boring. So I have yet to hit the boring stage. But one thing I do find myself being a full time entrepreneur, being a full time DJ, is I have a lot of free time on my hands, and I am so accustomed and was raised around the 9 to 5 life that I feel like if I'm not working or doing something during the day, then I am not a functional member of society. Like it's just in my head. Like it's just in my head. Like I guess for my family or whatever. But working a 9 to 5, like for so long, as much as I did, it's like I'm like, dang, I'm home and I don't have any major responsibilities. Like what do I do? Like what do I do with my day? And it's like I just found just a man, like cultivate your mind, bro. Like I've learned that mental health is a very big thing. So cultivating your mind and your mental health and reading, having time to yourself, going on walks, researching. I do a lot of research. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube on how to do new techniques, entrepreneurship, on how people do business, like the next new thing, social media wise, how I can do better in my social media, and just stuff like that. So sometimes I do get bored because I'm like, not because I'm DJing, because I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have a show this week. What do I do for the week? Like, what am I, like, because DJing is my job, so quote unquote. So it's like, if I'm not DJing, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing?
So what do you think the time, and so you say, like you said, you're filling your time with practicing, like, you're being like Kobe, Kobe was there before the game started and there after the game, was finished and taking those 1,000 shots. So you're still practicing, so you're still exercising your mind. You're still educating yourself, not in a formal sense of schooling, but you're educating yourself in the area that you want to be educated in, which is entrepreneurship. Is that right?
Exactly.
That's what's up. That's fucking what's up. Like, see, for myself, man, I've been a writer all my life. I never did nothing with it because I really only had an 8th grade education. I dropped out of high school like the first month. You know what I'm saying? I got my GED later on. I became good. I became good at what I did in retail, but it's not what I wanted to do. I wasn't passionate about fucking retail. What I'm doing is I'm making money out of it, but I know I became good at it. But everything else, I'm self-taught. Having only 1 month in high school doesn't help anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have an 8th grade education. And now that I'm putting my passion to, I've always been good at developing people in my career. and motivating people to a point and to make them realize what their drive was. So I was like, well, let's start this fucking podcast. And now I'm writing a book called Pep Talk. So that's going to be out at the beginning of this year, in April. So I'm putting that out. And you have to figure out, once, like you just said, now you're doing this full time. You was at one point working, and then it came to a point where you had to make that decision. Now, I'm going to have to stop working. So this is kind of the supplemental to income. And that's a great fucking feeling when you can actually make money. And you're going to get bigger. I know it's for a fact because you're good at what the fuck you do. I think your social media presence is on point. I fucking watch you all the time. I'm always reading your fucking tweets. You're super. Oh, you know what I'm saying? This is what I love about you, my nephew. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're super fucking aware, and that's a key thing to your fucking success. And Trey Rice was looking out there. You gotta be aware. You gotta have that self awareness. And my nephew has this huge source of self fucking awareness, but he's very empathetic. But he's also very sympathetic, almost to a fault. If that makes any sense. And stop me, Mykael, if I got this wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is my observation. And so my nephew is mad caring. He's big in stature, but his heart is even fucking bigger. And like he said about himself earlier, how he really does care how people perceive him because he just wants to do right. Period. Not by the people, but he just wants to be seen as doing right. And that has moved him in the direction that he is in now, but it can also hold you back. So I guess my piece of wisdom for you is to continue moving forward and understand that the empathy part is fine, but once you start feeling too sorry for the actions or the things you said, that's going to be your demise. You're going to have to, no doubt, once in a while, maybe say, I'm sorry to certain things. And that's okay because you want to be humble, like you said, in your career path, in your entrepreneurship. But at the same time, too, you want to be sometimes unapologetic because the truth does fucking hurt. And if you always try to be politically correct, you won't never be correct at all. You know what I'm saying? And you're so young. You got so much fucking wisdom, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hit on so many great points as being a young fucking entrepreneur. And understanding how you're filling your time. Yeah, I think for me, from what I'm seeing from you, like, with all the time you had, I'm assuming that you got to have some kind of product move coming in soon, right? Some clothing or some type of accessory or something coming out. Like, how is that looking?
I mean, the thing is, man, one thing that I've learned is that the average millionaire has 7 different incomes.
Absolutely.
And it's like, yeah, I could just do DJing, like just do that alone, and I can make decent money and, you know what I mean, live a average subpar life and whatever. But if I want to have wealth, not be rich, if I want to be wealthy, and by wealthy I mean when I say be rich and I want to have money, it's not for vanity. It's not like, oh, I want to get this new whip. I want to do it. Like, no, I want to be able to, one, help people. I want to be able to give whenever I want. And I also want to be able to do what I want when I want. So it's like, in order for me to have that, because I'm 22 and I'm single and I'm not married and I'm traveling, doing all this stuff, but I'm already thinking for my 40-year-old self and my first child. Like, I have to have ways that when this ain't popping off, when it's not going good, and I have a wife to feed, a mouth to feed, a mortgage, all these payments, I have to do all this stuff. I have to have a way to have backup plans on top of backup plans, on top of backup plans to not be stressing too much. So, I mean, I have merchandise, hats, shirts, stickers, whatever. 2018, I started my own YouTube channel, but that's slow money though. That's like slow money. That's like, I have to build that up into something great. So I'm starting that out. What else? Merch, YouTube. I do music as well. I release music and streaming. So when people stream my music, I get money. I make money off of that. And
So you need to hit me up for a sample so I can use that part of my podcast, man. So anytime someone listens in, they're hearing your shit first, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta let me know what's up.
I'm with it. I'm always with it.
No, but like you said about everything else about the, having the YouTube channel, that's your slow money, slow steady grind for that. But just with the mindset and the way you're talking, you know what I'm saying? It's huge for the people you're gonna be touching right now. You know that, right? Like, you're really affecting people right now. Because you're telling people about what you just spoke about in your podcast. You're like, yo, go to this podcast. I spoke on this. You hit all your audience, no doubt about it. But the people are getting hitting today because this is the kind of a portion that they haven't gotten to really hear from you yet. You know what I'm saying? This is part of your character or maybe some insight the audience may have been wanting for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because you only can engage with so much on Twitter. You only can engage with so much on IG. You know what I'm saying? And of course, when you're DJing, you only can engage with so much. It's a very emotional piece when you DJ. And you're exchanging that fucking energy because the energy is high. So this would be definitely, and right now, the way you're going, planning this shit out and dealing with the merch and things like that, like, man, it's inspiring. It's fucking like, it's the positivity that I feel, and I hear the humbleness out your voice. It's huge. It's fucking infectious. You're fucking very infectious, bro. And that's a good thing to be at what the fuck you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
You have it, and the fact that you're not afraid to fail and take the risk is huge. Because at the end of the day, like, when you're ready to have that wifey, which is no time to have one because you're a single dude right now that just work on you and be chill. You know what I'm saying? If somebody comes about, then cool, they come about. But just do you right now, be chill, and then fill your time up with you because you don't have to find someone, honestly, bro, that they're gonna fit your grind. Not every person's gonna be able to match that or be able to handle that type of movement you have. You know what I'm saying? You have to find someone who's not gonna be jealous of the audience you got. You can't gotta find someone who's not gonna be jealous of the attention you have. You have to find someone who's willing to separate their time with you when you're on the road. Like, it's gonna take a very special person to feel that. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense?
No,
you know what I'm saying? That's not just any person. She be the most attractive bitch out there, but that don't mean shit because can really handle me at my best. It can handle me at my worst. Like, this is true shit. And vice versa. Like, whatever passion she has, you're gonna have to, push her and hold her hand to that. But where you're at right now, for someone to walk into your life, the door has to be like, yo, hold on, it's not all the way open because let me put you on in the waiting room, which you might be walking into first. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't handle the waiting room, you ain't ready to come into the office. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's some shit you're really gonna have to fucking lay down for yourself because, and that's what a lot of people understand. Like, if you have a spouse out there, people already, and you're trying to be an entrepreneur, or you're in the midst of starting something, and your partner's not there with you, then you have to figure out that's the right partner for you. You know what I'm saying? And things happen when people tend to grow. And that right now, you're perfect stage, you're growing, you'll find someone. You know what I'm saying? It's going to hold you down that way. Not to get in a relationship bullshit, but just the whole part you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, about the movement you have and the audience you have, the mindset you have, the free time that you have, and not necessarily for someone, but to grow at your craft. You know what I'm saying? To really be that more creative soul because you're so self-aware, like, which is a great thing because that means you keep the pulse of the movement of the people, of your audience. Because if your audience goes left, you're still playing right, you lost. You know what I'm saying? And you may have to lose a little to come on back to the course of where the audience is going because music has changed. Hip hop has changed. I actually like the new hip hop that's out. All the old heads from the 90s, from my generation, fucking hate it. And we sound like hypocrites because everybody hated hip hop when hip hop first came out, period. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, if you don't look forward and see the evolution of shit, just like rock and roll had its phases of grunge and fucking alternative, it's so many different genres. Hip hop is going the way where it's becoming different categories of hip hop now. Instead of just one category. And can you get a lyricist? Yes, you can get lyricists. Can you get some mumbly motherfuckers? Yeah, you can get some mumbly motherfuckers. Can you get some motherfucker on a fucking auto-tunes? Yeah, you can too if you want that. You want some trap music? No doubt, we got that. Now it's really becoming segregated to a point where now we have specialized pieces of hip hop, and you can't get down like that. Then that means you're not forward thinking. That means you're too busy stuck in the past, and that's a lot of people's downfall when they're trying to become an entrepreneur, or that's trying to come forward. That you moving forward is about leaving shit in the past, learning from the past, and leaving that shit where it belongs in the fucking past and moving forward to new shit. I'm gonna circle back real quick though, like being Hispanic, being fucking Puerto Rican and stuff. You have wonderful fucking parents. Now, how much of your success or your influence, which I know you're very self-aware, like, were you trying to prove a point to your parents ever? Like, were you like, yo, I could do this, did they support you right away? Or did they say, yo, Papa, I want you to go a different route because I love you, I want you to be secure, and you just say, yo, I gotta prove a point. Like, did that ever happen?
That was completely my mindset. Prove them wrong. Completely, like, utterly. That was my mindset. But I feel like in the Hispanic, I feel like in the Hispanic community, for like Latinos and stuff like that, being an entrepreneur is a foreign concept because we're brought up as hard workers, and if you don't work hard, then you don't get nothing. And school is pressed on us because we have this mindset as Latinos that in order to be successful, in order to be relevant, in order to be able to make a difference or have a voice, we have to have school. And now we're in a generation where none of that really matters anymore. I mean, the college degree only holds weight if you're in certain fields. So
it's diluted. Yeah, it's very diluted as a college degree right now. So back in the day when I was growing up, if you had an MBA, holy shit, you were guaranteed success. You know what I'm saying? A bachelor's degree, you're like, oh man, you went to college, university. Now it's like, so you don't got university, big fucking deal. But what skills do you employ? You gotta have some type of skills. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
like you have a skill. Your skill, you figured out, was fucking music. Your passion for music. And your application of that wasn't about being a songstress or a writer. It was more about, yo, I'm gonna mix this fucking music together. Because DJs are a great thing because no doubt, I know you produce as well on the side, but before that, you're taking someone else's content and you're fucking mixing it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and your concept of way of thinking, these two songs, if I hit the right part of the album and mix this shit right, shit gonna sound fucking fly. You know what I'm saying? And to have that awareness and that attention to detail, and even waiting for the right moment to hit that fucking mixer point. Not everybody can do that shit. It's not an easy fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's an art, bro. It's an art. You don't understand that it's an art.
Absolutely, it's a fucking art. Like DJs, that's why DJ and hip hop always go together. You know what I'm saying? And it fits together with that. I think DJs don't get enough play. Like now, I think DJs are definitely getting a lot more play than some artists right now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the way the shit is going. And there's different types of music, so there's different types of DJs. So do you only do, so what is your audience? What is your core audience right now? Do you know?
My core audience is just mixed, man. It's mixed. It's predominantly, obviously, believers, Christians, stuff like that. But it's also non-believers and stuff of that sort of people who don't really associate with like religion or belief systems. It's like, man, music is universal, bro.
Right.
And it's like
something
that doesn't have a specific how do you say it? It doesn't have a specific draw, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. So how do you manage your social media towards that then? How do you leverage your social media knowing your audience? You know what I'm saying?
So being a believer, I know for a fact that I can't say and do certain things for sure, especially on my social media.
Right.
But it took a lot of uh trial and error, man. Because just like I said, I'm a very straightforward, I'm a blunt person, and I had to learn the hard way that I can't say and do certain things that I want that I could do before. Because now I have influence. Now I have people looking at me. Now I have eyes looking at me. So it's like I have people plotting on me to do something stupid. Or I have people waiting to do something stupid. I have people very attentive to see what I do so they can probably do the same thing. So it's like I can't be on there, you know what I mean, cursing up a storm and then saying, "Hey, I love God." Like it's just very contradictory. Because it's like I have younger fans too. I have fans that are like in middle school, stuff like that. So like usually like I used to say like nigga and stuff like that a lot. Because that's, I mean, being from New York, it's that's a staple. Like it's like
it's commonplace, no doubt. Like yeah, I don't know how to stop myself in a podcast. I don't know. I'm not sure who's listening to me, and I can't afford to spend a lot. Not in that way to where that word has become taboo in a sense. You know, minority groups that they're using it, I don't feel like it's a secret. But yeah, to your point, it comes to a time to where now it's about yeah, you know, if I can't afford to use my fucking audience. I curse all the time. You know that about me. So it's like, you know, I include that in my podcast so people know that it's original content. You know what I'm saying? Like it's original shit. But the overall concept, you're right. You know, you have to really understand, like, this is who I'm talking to. So I got to manage my language a little bit better, be a little more professional with it, or just a little more cautious. That comes down to your self awareness again. You know what I'm saying? You're truly aware of your fucking audience, which is great.
Like that's the one thing in business that I hated. Like I had a lot of growing pains because it was like, man, like I love being me. Like I love being unapologetically Mike. Like I love being me, and it was like I felt at times because obviously I was young and I didn't understand, but I felt at times that when people were like, oh, like yeah, this is you, but tone it down a little bit. Like people can't handle that. Like not everybody knows you like that. And I'm like, yeah, so what? But it's me. Like whatever, they rock with it. If they rock with it, if they don't, they don't. Like, and it was like, man, like if you have that attitude in business, man, you're gonna be broke. Like you're gonna be broke, bro. And like you have to learn to be a certain way around certain people, but at the same time, still adhere to who you are. But it's like you have to learn how to turn some things off, keep it for your friends, and you got to know when to turn some things on. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that part of growing sucked because I was like, man, like I love who I am, yo. I'm a street dude, and you know what I mean? I speak my mind when I want to speak it. I don't hold my tongue for nobody. If I have an opinion, it's my opinion. You don't like it, keep pushing. But it was like, man, that's cool and all, and there's an audience for that. But if you really want to make money, you want to be universal, you have to adjust yourself to, I mean, not your audience, but you have to adjust yourself to humanity, man. It's like you can't always be like that. So I had to learn the hard way.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that's key though to your success. And your willingness to fail. Yeah. And the willingness for you to fail is a portion of your success if you have around. Man. Great stuff, Papa. Great stuff. I'm super fucking proud of you, bro. Super proud of you. You know, and if you guys get to meet, you know, my nephew in person when you're out there, you know, visiting him going to one of the shows, and you know, you're gonna find the same person and I'm looking to right now. Straight, humble man, very kind heart, like I said. You know, very sympathetic, empathetic, and you know, stay that course because that's what people love about you. That's what your audience is following. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, stay true to your core. You know, your values is huge. You know what I'm saying? And we just need to make sure that you continue with that, Papa, because I see a very, very fucking bright future for yourself, man. Like, you're really gonna be doing this for a lifetime. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? You really are. Give me a lot of fucking opportunities, a lot of doors opening for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
nah, man, I appreciate that encouragement, man. For real, it really does get hard in these streets. It's not as easy.
no, because I had to get you on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, you know what? I'm following you, like I said, on your platforms. I'm reading your tweets. You know, I'm looking at your IG. You know what I'm saying? And I see how consistent you are. And I was like, I got to get him on because you're a young head. You have the future. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this guy is fucking doing his thing. And your story is one that needs to be fucking told. And, you know, I'm glad I was able to get your story now because this is something you're going to have for your life. You know what I'm saying? Even for the kids, you can say, yo, listen to me when I was 22 talking to my Theo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what's changed in 6 months, which I know is not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, well, we can keep on doing this and so you can really have, you know, that documentation of your journey, which is true for your journey, man, is going to be so fucking fruitful, bro. It's going to be ridiculous. And today, I guarantee you, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you've definitely helped a lot of people with this convo because you've touched on so many fucking lessons, bro. You touched on so many fucking points that people really going to take away with them and say, yo, damn, this kid got it going on, and I'm fucking 40-something years old and I got shit popping. I want people to listen to this. It doesn't matter how fucking old you are. As long as you're willing to start and finish what the fuck you're going to do and not become that fucking three-quarter sleeve, you're fine. Don't worry about what people think. You're going to start something at 45 or 50. Get it done. Get it started. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, all of us would have liked to be like my nephew to where starting off mad young. You know, you already got fucking 4 years in and you're only fucking 22. So it's like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, mad fucking props, bro. Like, I'm so fucking happy for you. I'm real, man. That's fucking what's up.
It's crazy to even be able to have a voice to speak, man. So I'm just grateful that you would even have me on here and think I had something worth saying and worth listening to, man. So I appreciate you for the opportunity.
No, absolutely, Papa. You know, we'll catch up again, and we'll make sure we do some more shit like this. And no, man, but thank you for tonight, man. It was a great conversation, Papa. Great conversation. Is there anything else you want to let people know, like how where to follow you at, your Twitter, your IG, YouTube? Yo, go ahead, promote yourself. So, go crazy with it.
So everything is at I am Mykael MYKAEL_V. That's everything. That's my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, everything. Follow me on there. Catch up with me. Would love to chop it up with anybody who's listening. And if you have any more questions or you want to chop it up with me yourself, please don't hesitate to hit me up and we can get it kicking.
That's it. He follows me in song people, so the next podcast you hear is going to be one of Mykael's fucking original shits. And let's do it.
You already know.
Yo, nephew, I love you. Yo, mad love, mad success, yo. All right, guys. This week, another one of Johnny's Corner.